Police Chief Superintendent Bernardo Diaz. Nakalista din to. Pinaimbestigahan din. Kaya lang, siyempre, because that time, he is the regional director. Ang rank niya po is general, and di po under sa Napolcom. Di pa po? Doon na po sa Malacanang. And nakapag-retire po to. Oh, ito po yung isa, ang yung logic po dito. While the General Diaz was listed in the Duterte's list and honorably retired. Pero yung mga tao niya sa baba until now is suffering their cases. Dismissed by Napolcom, ngayon po under appeal sa CAC. Some of them, but not all. Yung iba siguro may mga dismissal na. Ayun po yung irony. Yung most senior Region 6 director that time of the PNP, what was also listed in the original list of Duterte, noong August 7 niya na sinabi, honorably retired. Pero itong mga tao sa baba, nakasama niyang pinaimbestigahan, kinasuhan, and until now, hindi pa nakabalik. 6 years? 7 years? Walang sahod.
Okay.
Ito po, Mr. Chairman.
Mahaba na.
Oh, now, bumbok.
Okay, naintindihan ko. I will be asking all those personalities to be invited.
Po.
Yes.
Ito, special lang to, Mr. Chairman.
Sige, go ahead.
Yung yung sinabi ko kanina, I mentioned about Police Superintendent Ricardo de la Paz. Nakapag-retire na po. I'm not saying that he's clean. No? Hindi ko siya inabsorb. But what I am saying is, kinasuhan ng Napolcom, ewan ko kung yung appeal niya, tapos na ba sa CSC, o nag-court of appeal siya, I do not know. But Mr. Chairman, all of these police officials that was dismissed or pending cases in the CSC or in other regular courts, baka dun sa Court of Appeals, will be invited in the next hearing para po sila na mismo makapagsabi kung ano talaga nangyari. And please, since the case of Richard Gumbok, sir, nandiyan naman po sa inyo, pakicheck lang po kasi as far as I know, kung tama pong information ko, the basis for the dismissal of Napolcom during the time and it was absolved by the Civil Service Commission because of the quota. Ito po yung Vicente, alam mo, itong Vicente, he was assigned in Banate. Alam mo, kinasuhan siya dahil comparative. Just a mere comparative. Nung previous chief of police daw, ganito yung sitwasyon. Maraming hulihan. Nung time niya, wala nang hulihan. Kaya, nag-protector ka. Ganun lang ba kasimple? Yan yung sinasabi ko, Mr. Chairman. We want to protect the organization of police of the PNP. Ako dito, wala akong sinasabi na kung papanig ko nino. Alam niyo naman yung record ko. You check my record in my province and even in my region. Almost, if not all, if not all, yung mga bagong building doon ng mga police, ako po naglabi niyan na may patayo. Pati yung regional office namin ngayon, may 30 million na bagong administrative building dyan po na police. Lahat ng mga stasyon din ngayon na bago, not all, but most of them, pinatayo. Tinulungan ko po, nilabi ko po sa mga budget. Every year, I have allocated budget to my request doon sa police. Kaya po, hindi pwede, ako saan ako, na may bias ako. I just want to help the organization of police. Kasi po, pag ganito yung kalakaran, kahit yung bata-bata system. Kaya nga, sabi ko nga wrong place at the wrong time. Yung mga to, mas kilala niyo yung mga tao.
Okay.
Diba? Kasi kaklase niyo, ma'am. Underclass niyo.
Chairman,
diba?
20 minutes ka na.
So
20 minutes ka na.
Chairman,
Okay.
just on record, I just want to submit this document,
Yeah.
Including the list of all PNP officials that has a pending case in the CSC, And of course, pakikuha na lang po na Polcom yung status ng lahat ng mga ano. And sa police din po, sa PNP, please submit to this committee before the next hearing po.
Alright, so thank you so much, Congressman Paduano. At by the way, may nag-text sa akin yung Canutan was never cleared from the drug list daw. Anyway, siguro ibalik lang natin kay Chairman Barbers, no, kasi ang bino-point out ni Congressman Caraps dito yung mga nailalagay sa mga drug list. Kumbaga nailalagay na isasama. And ako, yes, hindi dapat. And unfortunately, until now, may napapasama pa rin sa drug list ng mga high value target. I think Chairman Barbers, kasama ka sa HBT. Kaya medyo nagugulat ako. Mr. Chairman. Congressman Barbers, kasi kanina si Chairman Akop will be asking about yung quota and the HBT. But of course, siguro kasama ka ba sa bagong drug list?
Hindi, ako po yung nagtataka lamang. I'm sure this is not probably just my experience, but I'm sure marami tayong kasamaan na nagiging subject ng tirades or yung mga fake news, no, sa social media. Ako nga, I've been advocating, I am an anti-illegal drugs advocate, but now I am now considered as a drug lord. So, if you're going to base it doon sa mga social media na lumalabas, perhaps that's just one way of these people trying to discredit and probably destroy the credibility of the Quad Committee. Hindi po ako lang. Hindi naman po ako ang Quadcom. Ako lamang po ang isa sa mga kasamahan ng aking mga magagaling na mga co-chairs, no? But ito ay kung nangyari nga yan sa pag-discredit, pagsira o paninirang puri sa mga membro o kawani ng Philippine National Police, hindi po malayo na tayo bilang mga political personalities ay maging biktima rin ito. And I will attest to that because ako mismo na-experience ko yan . So ngayon, drug lord na ako. That I've been fighting this drug war for several decades since I became a politician in 1995. Until now, I'm an anti-illegal drug advocate. Now, it's just now, this year, that I've been considered a high-value target. Thank you, Congressman.
Naniniwala ako ba sa mga alam mo naman, mga trolls lang yun . At we Congressman, nandun tayo sa grounds . Alam natin yung sentiment ng ating mga kababayan, and we know the real yung sentimento nila, at they are happy, no, na nalalaman nila yung mga katotohanan that happened, no, in the last administration. And we are very thankful do sa mga support ng ating mga kababayan. At pag nakakita ka ng mga comments doon sa mga TikTok, palampasin mo na yun, huwag mo na tignan kasi alam naman natin na bayad yan.
Actually, hindi ko naman pinapansin yan and I don't want to give them the pleasure of laughing behind our backs by, seeing us getting affected. Hindi po tayo affected doon. Ang ano ko nga sana sa kanila, galingan nyo pa. Kasi parang kulang yung galing nyo. Yung mga vloggers lang. Anyway, I think si Congressman Akop is
yes, it's this about the quota system also, and I wanted to be clarified on this. And Chairman Akop wanted to discuss something about it. Sige, Chairman Akop, please.
Mr. Chair, marami pong salamat. The issues raised by the Honorable Barbers have not been answered. Number one, nasaan na po yung 6,000 plus na firearms? Wala pa naman sumasagot po sa inyo . Where are they? Nasaan? Are they not considered to be pieces of evidence and therefore in the custody of evidence custodians? Nasaan?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, sir, may I reply?
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, since it is part of the evidence, sir, I'm just assuming, sir, it's in the custody, sir, of forensic group, but we will relay, sir, this concern, sir, to the concerned office and probably ask them, sir, to submit the report, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, may I move that the PNP submits an inventory of all the firearms which were recovered from every crime scene involving illegal operations against illegal drugs.
Okay, there's a motion to submit all those documents pertaining to those firearms.
Yung inventory.
Oh, yeah, inventory.
We
To
find
us.
out there are 6,000
Well, there's a motion. After the motion, I'll be recognizing Colonel Balones. So, any second motion? Duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, the said motion is now approved. Colonel Balones, please.
Your Honor, sir, I thank you for recognizing me. I would just like to inform the body that from July 1, 2016 to June 30, 2022, the 9,698 firearms related to the drug cases were under the custody of Forensic Group. The 1,424 were either turned over to the court or prosecutor. And the 8,274 are under the custody of the PNP Forensic Group.
Okay.
May I know why only a certain number were submitted to the court as pieces of evidence, and the others, a greater number, because with the custody of the forensics unit of the PNP?
I have a statement here, if I may be allowed to read.